And it's basically from learning to leveraging knowledge to create and innovate. Now that isn't to say that knowledge isn't important, but it's kind of irrelevant because we have spent the last 1,000 years creating and storing knowledge. We have a lot of knowledge out there. Our problem is how do we use that? How do we organize it? How do we make sense out of it? That's the real demand today. And so there's a lot of obsolescence of knowledge. What we thought was knowledge 5 years ago or 6 months ago turns out not to be knowledge. There's a continuous creation of knowledge, so there's no dearth of knowledge. It's just not creating knowledge, it's not a problem. The problem is sense-making. That's the problem. And I go back again to this group of people, this community, who really knows how to do creative problem solving. This is really, if you think about it, in some ways, if you can reframe it and think out of the box, you have the confidence that everybody wants. You know, how do you create, how do you use thinking your skills to help people do creative problem solving? So, the real challenge is effectively accessing and making sense with the knowledge that we have today in the age of big data. And the new skills of the future really are, there's a shift from technical to social intelligence to swarm intelligence. It's very different. You'll be looking for these kinds of skills. Be able to create unique insights fast and frequently in unexpected situations. The skill for information distraction management. One of the things that young people are learning with their ricochet work and their multitasking and multiple use of devices is they are building filters in their brains and in their habits about how to decide what information is distracting and what isn't. They do that a lot more efficiently about what they're interested in or what they need to do. They're a lot more efficient about that than we are. That's a huge generational difference. We don't. It harasses us, and so we think it's got to be harassing and destroying them. And actually, most likely, and I really struggle to keep my mind open to this, having some of them around, is that it is the future. It really is. It's not saying goodbye to the brain. It's just we're able to really manage our brains and use our brains much more effectively in this environment of big data, which we have to do. This is all going to lead to the classroom of me. The classroom, it's not going to just be the economy of me, it's going to be the classroom of me. The impact, one of the big things we have to reinvent is education. And so we're not going to have people controlling every aspect of their life and figuring out what's the best way for them to interact and to learn, and then not have that happen in the educational environment. It's going to, this alone, the impact of these tools on education are going to be huge. And they are not well understood by many of the teachers. People aren't equipped really. And we've underfunded education. We're not thinking out of the box and investing in what education needs to be in the future. But it's coming because it will be the classroom of me. And the classroom of me will move to wherever the classroom of me can do it their way. Just like the consumer can use these tools to be the economy of me and go buy and interact with whatever they want to interact with under their own terms, this will also be true of education. Very different. Learning will become much more multisensory simultaneously. Different people engage more deeply than in different ways, we know that. And we're going to retool it all based on neuroscience. We are learning about how different brains interact with information, create, share knowledge in ways that we never even remotely understood before. And storytelling, there's nothing more important now with this change than storytelling. We need new stories. We don't have enough stories in this future. So we need a lot more storytelling, and storytelling